Welcome back, League fans. We are gearing up for Game 2 of this series between Echo Fox and FlyQuest. After that action-packed Game 1, I am still reeling. Had some oxygen between games.
Stay hydrated.
We're good to go. Stay hydrated. This is going to be a long one, but it's going to be a great one if we have another one like that. We got to recognize, obviously, Gate player of the game, but Froggen, they were saying, with that damage on that Malzahar, again, a focus for the team, doing a little bit of beasting.
Yeah, it was so much damage, and Jat did touch on it on the analyst test. I just think that the pick in general was very intelligent from Echo Fox. Regardless of how the early game went for him and some of his positioning in team fights, picking Malzahar versus that much hard engage of Kled and Zach and a team like FlyQuest that's going to charge into those fights and make all these aggressive plays. We saw it multiple times where members of FlyQuest are charging through Voidlings, through the silence as well, and that was why he was able to get all that damage off, even with some positioning issues for himself. As you said, though, Gate player of the game was able to correct a lot of those, and that's why we gave it to him. Another very intelligent pick. So good draft phase, I feel like, is what did save Echo Fox in that game.
And it's awesome when you can say there were great players on both sides as well. Wild Turtle on the side of FlyQuest putting up some great numbers for himself, continuously getting that Jhin pick and kind of climbing that ladder. All these AD carries this summer is saying who's going to be the best. He's getting up those rungs.
Yesterday, it was on the Jhin as well. Big performances starting to come out of Turtle. He talked about it. He's on his way back. He wants to reclaim his spot as one of those top 80 carries in the North American LCS. And this game, he was doing so much work for FlyQuest. Very, very close to, getting them that opening victory in the series, but not going to be enough. And now FlyQuest are faced with 0-1, having to win back-to-back games now to try and keep their hopes of a 2-0 week alive.
And we do say this is kind of a big game for both of these teams. You're like, you see the scores, but it's that confidence builder. It's the thing that says we're doing what we're practicing on stage right. And that is actually a huge builder for the team to see those results.
It's something that, even ranked players at home will go through, right? If you go on a very big loss streak, you start to question yourself. Your abilities, am I playing the game correctly? What is it that's causing me to have so many of these losses? And that self-doubt can then,
lead to the other four players on your team.
Exactly. So FlyQuest, putting a stop to that. They got their victory yesterday, looking to make it true here as well. But Echo Fox, same sort of thing. Echo Fox have been working so diligently here to keep their middle spot, and they want that to continue as they move towards playoffs. That's the real goal here for this team, is playoffs.
The Zach does not get through. They don't want to see Acadian playing that. Will it be the Rek'Sai as well? Caitlyn left up. No, it is not. Banned out last year by FlyQuest. Decision. What does Acadian like? They actually like the Kennen. Banned out last game by FlyQuest.
And Looper did have a good split push game on the Kennen already this week. That was definitely one of the success stories for Echo Fox so far. See if they can actually stick to that plan, because that's the key here with the Kennen. So often we see him having to join the rest of the team when the rest of the squad runs into difficulties, and the Kennen has to make that choice. I know it's hard for you guys, but I have to stay here by myself. I have to keep on split pushing. I have to go for my 1v1s or even my 1v2s at a certain point. And really sticking to the game plan and drafting around a committed split push is what's key for making that Kennen work.
There is the Kench and Corki lock-in. They probably feel really good about actually getting that for elimination on this time around.
Tahm Kench is good when you're facing split push as well, because not only the Devour help you get away from people picking you off as the split push pressure draws you across the map, but his ultimate helping you also go on the offensive to try and counter if you have, the rest of the team, failing on one side, and you want to get those FlyQuest initiations to cut off the enemy team during rotations.
The old take and trade. They take Tahm Kench, but they also give up the choice of that Jhin from Wild Turtle.
Two pretty big picks here again for Echo Fox. The early game from Rek'Sai, and then Turtle's Jhin, as you mentioned, was his really big performer in the series before, and the game that we just had here in the opener, but no hesitation. This is also a champion where Turtle has highlights. He was in the North American LCS Championship, won it for TSM on the Tristana in that epic game versus Cloud9.
Remember that call? Sits in my head. Turtle with a quadra. Sits in my head.
burned into my memory. And Tristana is alive and well again, actually. And I really like how she's kind of surging back into the meta.
Yep.
Whether you build the double energizers or not, and we've seen both versions, her ability to move around team fights as well as the buster shot adds extra utility to players that play AD carry on that knife's edge that Double have kind of talked about. And Turtle was the one who invented the knife's edge for North American LCS AD carries. Let's see how well he's able to ride it.
That's right. It's been a bit weighted sometimes. Last game with the beautiful flashes forward to make initiation plays.
And this time around, they also have the Tom Kench, so it further enables aggressive Tristana plays, which are the super exciting ones you like to see, going for those resets, going for the Mario stomps.
Get the Goombas. Syndra, Bard, fanned out, Gragas, and now one last here for the second phase towards FlyQuest. Looking to take something maybe away from balls. They haven't really focused the top lane too much here. And maybe an AD carry for Turtle. No, it's that jungle. They take down Moon twice. That Gragas also somewhat focused the balls. And
Gragas, definitely strong in the meta right now. I really do like it as far as Moon specifically too. One of the things with Moon is that he has preferred a lot of these champions that nobody else is really playing right now. He's still playing a lot of the Rengar. He was playing a lot of the Jarvan as well. And he's always been one of the junglers to reach out and look for new picks. It kind of feels like he always wants to push the envelope and go beyond the meta. And kind of have that hipster vibe to the Shaco picks and the Kinjin picks. But Rengar going to come back for him here. We'll see if they can actually get that off to a snowball, as he is definitely one of the ones still putting in a lot of time on the champion, and it has been very close to his heart, especially when he was extremely strong in the meta.
The Taliyah lock-in feels like they can separate FlyQuest a little bit with this composition. They are definitely going to be around the map looking for dropping those turrets on the side of FlyQuest. What does Echo Fox round out the comp with?
And that was kind of what we touched on earlier when the first pick Kennen comes in. You want to draft to that style where you're splitting the team off. You're not going for the team fights anymore. So they get a little bit of more mobility with the Taliyah and some disengage with the Karma coming back for extra speed. For the 4-man squad or even the 3-man squad, if they're going 1-3-1, having the Taliyah off to the side as well. Really do like the defensive support pickup here this time around and not sticking with the melee into melee as much as Gate does enjoy that type of champion.
Wow. What a nice high priority champ select for a few members here. Ball's getting his Rumble. We have Looper getting back onto his Kennen, Acadian, his Rek'Sai, Froggen on the Taliyah. Everybody's got to be feeling nice and comfortable. Moon on Rengar. It's going to be another good game.
Definitely a lot less crowd control this time around. So this is going to be about execution, right? The accuracy in the skirmishes that you're going to pull off. Nobody's really holding anyone in place for FlyQuest to keep them on the Rumble Ultimate or on the Corki package. It's about, Rengar jumping in, Tristana damage, and trying to play that kind of ranged game where, target selection becomes very important. Meanwhile, Echo Fox here very clearly committing to this split up the map, Kennen split push, have Taliyah to close the distance, and Karma for disengage if Keith gets a little bit too close.
Hashtag Fox win, hashtag Fly win. Can Echo Fox come up with another victory? A very back and forth game one where both teams tested each other to the limits, to full inventories, and basically to the brink of the rift. Now we're going to be on the rift for our game number 2. Will FlyQuest be able to bring it to a 3? We'll find out in just a moment. Echo Fox versus FlyQuest. We are on the rift.
All right, we'll see if their blood is still boiling after the last game and they start off with early action or not. It's been so long since we've seen level 1 action that it's almost not worth bringing up anymore because it's pretty much just Raptor Wars that we see people fighting over. But every time you come out of a game as action-packed as the last one, you gotta wonder, are they gonna actually start it off with some 5-man invades? Not gonna be the case though. Probably just Raptor starts for both of them. Maybe it gets as crazy as a top laner trying to go steal one and mess up their jungle.
Well, they got to take a break, right? It's like swimming. They went, they had a break, they snacked. You don't fight for 10 to 15 minutes, you get a stomachache. So calm things down for the early game.
I always forget.
See, Looper's already in the water. What is he doing? Acadian hiding out in the brush. So it looks like a little bit more up a line of scrimmage here from Fox to see if FlyQuest is trying to teeter into the river. And same thing on the bottom side, really. So Raptor starts, I believe, on both sides. We should see Acadian come back down. And things starting pretty orthodox here for both squads.
Yeah, should have pulls from the mid laners. Talia and Corky both pretty good at it. So this time around, I would assume that Acadian would get more help than last time. And a lot of junglers are running that one experience rune nowadays, just for the possibilities even of going Raptors red into Scuttle Crab for a gank and affecting one of those side lanes early. Here come the wards. One down here for Echo Fox. They're going to see Moon start red instead of Raptors. So he'll have a little bit less of the bonus experience, but a lot more help, getting down red, and he won't have to go for that early back. Sometimes we've seen this evolution of the Rengar clear, where he does just the full red and then full red quadrant, and then goes back to base for an early purchase. But Moon seems like he has other plans. Anytime you just go red and swap over to blue quadrant, you would think that Moon's looking to make an early impact on the map and go for some sort of gank, affect the lanes, or control the Scuttle Crabs. Try and get some vision for his team down early in the game, maybe.
Well, they do have that red ward down towards where Acadian will actually be coming, so seconds actually see him, and I don't think they did. There was no ping going down, so he may be able to get in all sneaky.
All right, he's going to be able to get the ping here. Yep, tracking Moon. Moon's got vision, but he's got lower health.
May have to blow the flash here. He's definitely going to have to with the red buff. Proc now does not go over. Smart choice. Seems like he thought about it for a second. And Gate was already rushing in with the bot lane push. That really helped Fox to make that work for Acadian.
This is a little bit rough for Moon to go to the Raptors. I have to say, he doesn't have much health, and he has no smite. Oh, he's going to actually die! Yeah, it was so... Oh, my... There's nothing to say there. He went over. It was recent enough that Acadian had damaged him, that Acadian even gets first blood credit. So that is a bit of a tilter.
I don't know if Acadian is wondering what happened. He's like, all right, that works for me. And now he's got a free jungle going in here. That's actually the buffs as well from Moon that Moon just had. That's everything. And High's pushed in, so he can't route up to the side here, and see Acadian taking the Raptors, and we will see how Moon can repair this after a little bit of a fumble.
Yeah, the first fumble is here, where he's walking around Acadian, lets Acadian just get into melee range and kill him without even get him low without even using the flash. Moon also burns the flash, so he can't flash away from the Raptors, which he angered. Not sure why he thought that those were doable. Maybe didn't take into account that he doesn't have the talisman yet and doesn't have the health drain or something. But yeah, definitely a miscalculation there. And Acadian very happy to get the bonus first blood. Look at that. He's got early Ninja Tabby, so he'll be very healthy in his clear of the jungle. And that means all the laners have to be that much more worried, because he can go for constant ganks after clearing.
Tiny Raptor leave as well. So Acadian won't have the full idea, but he has a timer of, Moon's probably back.
Also,
there's a
blast zone, so he can go over here and interrupt the Krug. Moon does get it, but now he's under attack, and Acadian still has flash. Acadian has it, though.
Yep.
Oh!
There's the attack, gets the last bite down, and takes down Moon. Up from spawn, back down.
That's rough. Two very close friends there. Acadian not showing him any special treatment, and gonna continue to pressure. He left around the ward at the Raptors, so when Moon went to go clear out that last one you're talking about, he knew where he was going all along. There's only one camp left up, and the blast cone was there. Perfect setup. Acadian is gonna absolutely crush this game. Another kill added, and High might be the one to feel the pain.
A little pressure here, maybe a pop-up, still can get himself. Oh my word, Acadian!
Looks like we're back to the debut that he had on Echo Fox. Now Keith actually gets jumped on. Turtle looking to make a move.
That does not look good. Pulling the trigger on the boss side. Two more licks to the center of a Keith, but they cannot get it down, and they turn this one around. Hard skin for Lemon, so they'll just play the lane.
Land Shark on the way.
Yep, trying to wait for Acadian. They were saying if we don't play it too hard, they won't try to get the flash out. They do in the end as they pressure Lemon Nation for the kill.
Big wave here for them to push in as well. Should be okay for Turtle to see us under his turret, though. Tristana sometimes has a little bit more difficulty because The AoE kind of messes up some of the last hits. Sometimes, I have to say though, we're just going to continue to see Acadian invading on Moon. They should press up, get vision whenever they have any sort of opening here. He has such a tremendous advantage in the skirmishing, in the 1 versus 1. Moon will have to run anytime he sees them. Here's the gank over the back of the Raptor pit. And Acadian just, again, gets into range for the knockup, gets off his true damage, and even through the exhaust, doesn't affect true damage. Takes him down.
Sweet little move from Frog in there to find some unworked ground for a full volley. All the little things in place as well. I mean, when Looper was had balls pushed all the way up to the turret when Acadian killed Moon the second time, so not even balls could come down to help. It's everything's in place here. Acadian has almost had really uncontested and not even contestable invades.
And this is devastating for an Echo Fox team comp that wants to split up the map. For them to have this early of a lead, it allows them to get pressure on the turrets much earlier in the game. And once they start opening up these turrets, they can have Looper in the side lane. They can make use of the Talia wall from Froggen, who's now past level 6, to continue the pressure. So anywhere Acadian goes, he'll be backed up, you know, with cross-map pressure. And it becomes very difficult for FlyQuest to outplay, but that's exactly what they have to do. They have to outplay, they turn around one of these aggressive moves from Echo Fox.
They've swapped it up. They say he says, I want my top side jungle more. Blue is going to be ours still. I want to clear my Raptors constantly. Let's get Wild Turtle and Lemon up here so we can get a little more pressure.
Yeah, FlyQuest know that they're in a very tough situation, so they want to make Echo Fox play a little bit of catch up here with the minion waves. If Echo Fox are focused on going to catch all the minion waves, then maybe they won't be as proactive and continue to punish and invade on FlyQuest. They need time for Moon to recover. Moon is trying to farm out his jungle. He has hit his level 6, so there is a bit more opportunity for him to try and turn around one of those plays, aggressive plays from Echo Fox, but it's still so risky for him to do it, and that first Rengar ultimate is going to determine a lot for them to see if FlyQuest can mount their comeback or if the snowball continues here for Echo Fox.
Nice equalizer, grenade bounce actually won't be clean enough or quick enough. And they swap the lanes back, hoping to, like you said, pull Fox out of their kind of role here so they don't have good, clean rotations across the map. Looper's been left to himself with balls on the top side, really, 68, 69 to 61. So not too big for either one of them, but Balls is being able to go for his Haunting Guy Sword Boots build, so we could see some big objective fights from them. Transfer. Ooh. There you go. Good synergy.
Yeah, pushes it a little bit out of range, but Corky's got plenty of missiles. There's more where that came from. Both junglers actually kind of faint on bottom side. We're looking for those counter ganks, but get back into farm mode very quickly. And Acadian knows his job is done as far as the, early power. He's so far ahead that he doesn't even need to go warrior. So he's just going to go Cinderhulk full tank this time and be that front line for the team so that you can continue to pressure ahead with someone that is willing to be the vanguard. It's willing to be the front line for your team. All he has to do is get a knock-up on somebody and hold them there for the rest of the team to clean up. A bit of a roam here on mid lane. High.
Might actually put Keith by himself for quite a bit. He's not showing. When he does, do they stop the back? They do stop the back. Oh my god, actually 3 of them. Moon came out of nowhere on that one. The cat is not happy, but it looks like he's got a different scratching post when Acadian comes in. They're still gonna get Keith. They don't have the Tom Kench this time. Moon is gobbled up, but he's spit back out, and they may be able to continue the fight as High gets to the back line behind the tanky members ever so slowly. He is creeping away, but Wild Turtle and Moon leaving him kind of out to dry here. Froggen still trying to work the ground as
they gotta be careful.
Unravels the earth. There's a flash in, Soul Flare, and a very nice focused resolve to almost lock down Moon, and he finally drops to Froggen. There's the kill coming in, a Lemon, the extended fight in favor of Fox.
Yeah, even though FlyQuest are able to get the initiation there onto Keith, it's turned around. 2 kills go over to Echo Fox due to the extra power they have already got in the game. Rotating down, and people are trying to screen for High, not willing to leave him behind. Meanwhile, Balls gets stunned up close to the turret. There you go, just ult the wave and back away. Spoils of war, though. Drake will go over after the bottom lane skirmish here for Echo Fox, clearing out the FlyQuest bottom lane.
Gotta go fast. Why not? Pick up the Cloud Drake. Seems like things respawning soon in the jungle, so Fox can go ahead, take a breather here, reset with the money they have, and we'll see this play again.
Yeah, this is the start here. Keith is going to use his flash early on, intelligent, but it doesn't matter because FlyQuest already had the early roam. High comes from the top side, and they eventually get him. Cadian using the ultimate there, buys himself some time, and they get double summoners out of High. Here's where you kind of have to make the choice to sacrifice one person so that multiple people don't die. And all of FlyQuest are hesitating here. They really want to get everyone out alive, so Moon takes some damage, Lemonation takes some damage, and then Lemon goes deep into the lane, actually, instead of trying to run back to his turret there. So then Acadian's able to flash on him, and they get 2 kills. Further snowballing here for Echo Fox.
Mid, 117 to 98 with these roams. High has been out of lane a little bit more, and Looper now gaining full control over that lane. In fact, flash. Teleport still up for balls, but where is he going to be able to use it? Turtle's forced to jumped out of the air. He makes sure he does stay alive, and Frog can't get any other shoves in. Kind of just toying with the eyes right now.
They made the call for him here as High is on the way. Can he hit this snare?
Frog
misses.
Has to be careful. Should be able to walk out of this one. Focus resolve onto High as he's locked down just outside of turret range, but this is getting sketchy with the pressure on the top side. FlyQuest doesn't look like they'll come up with much down on bot.
Yeah, so close. Every ability counts down there. They are unable to even get the flash out of Froggen, as Echo Fox on the top side had more members, and in the middle as well, keep pushing up. So all the plays on bottom side are taking their toll here on the outer turrets from FlyQuest.
Oh, High looking to do a barrel roll. Just missed. Just missed. Did one on the way in. Looks like he used it up already. 5-1 here. Echo Fox having a pretty decent early game, and much more of a gap here at the beginning between them and Fly. FlyQuest definitely not being able to initiate with Zach over and over again and find themselves the 1-for-1 that kept them in the game last night.
And back to the team comps here. The conditions for an Echo Fox victory set up so well by the early game of Acadian. They want to spread the map out, keep Ken and split pushing. Now there are open lanes as the side turrets start to fall and the mid turret is heavily weakened. This is perfect setup for the Echo Fox composition, as they've got Talia to pick people off. Keith from Jin, even in the mid lane, can have a very long range to slow people down with the ultimate or land snares. And Echo Fox looking to remain on the offensive, whereas FlyQuest still looking for those outplays, looking to get that gold back for themselves so they can turn it around, buy some time maybe for Tristana to scale up, and bank on those turtle resets.
I love this from Fox. Always picking up the fiber fillable potions somewhere around mid-game.
They're efficient, man.
Straight down the inventory.
Take a drink.
We also have Wit's End on Looper. Building that out. He went from the recurve bow to Wit's End to start things off. So he's looking to shred down, give more assistance to Froggen as well.
You can tell the analyst for Echo Fox was like, hey guys, super efficient refillable potion. Everybody buy one every single game.
It refills.
They're delicious. They make you stronger. You look better. Keep you healthy.
I mean, look at that synergy. It looks nice. It's like, I mean, if you have 4 more Pink Wars, that's super orchestrated.
I gotta say, I am definitely a proponent. I just don't like buying the regular potions, because I'm stingy, so no argument here.
That's right. Never-ending potions. That's what you need. It's like being at the restaurant. 15 minutes in. Let's see what else they can put in their inventories, as Fox has 4,000 gold lead.
He's got no flash. Can he get the Devour off? Yeah.
He does have the ult. Yeah, throws that down, chomps him up, spin him back on the burner. And they do. Throw him right into the frying pan. That one goes over the ball, so they cook down Looper.
Good punish here from FlyQuest. Looper had no flash, and Echo Fox give an opening over. That being said, mid turret is so low, and FlyQuest don't really have great wave clear, so this is going to be a difficult defense as all of Echo Fox come to punish.
Surfs up down mid. That's able to grab turret for Froggen here as they use
Lemon.
Good of this movement speed to get across the map. Darkness is scary. Lemon Nation wants to stay out of the dark right now. Acadian getting sure he's tagging those abilities on the ultimate and making sure it's safe for the execution once he goes in, or the kill.
Yeah, that's one of those scenarios where you see them rotating over into your blue quadrant, and Lemon, you can tell what he's thinking. He wants to get defensive vision in his jungle. He's like, that's my jungle. I need to defend it. But if you walk up too close to even get vision in your own jungle there, pretty quick kill. Previously this, though, Lemon's the star. He makes the offensive play. He's able to catch Looper off guard, and that's that Tom Kench ultimate usage that's so effective versus these split teams that we talked about in Champ Select. So there you go. Makes a big play for himself, and then Echo Fox get him right back for it. Trying to get some vision.
Good clear here. Even up Wild Turtle and Keith in CS. It's about 1 and a piece of an item for both of them. Yomu's and Wild Turtle charging up that static Shiv build. Katie and the team back to the jungle. Topside might get a little bit of pressure here, but they may actually run it down mid with Keith and Gate, depending on what happens.
Yeah, look at that counter jungle stat as well from Acadian. Anytime you get the early first blood like that, and you have flash advantage, and you're on an early game dueling jungler, that's what you're going to do. And jungle's all about being versatile. You play to the state of the game. If you get a lead like that, you increase your counter jungling numbers, you increase the pressure with your laners. Acadian has done just that. He's definitely always been one of the good ones at snowballing those leads ahead.
Yep.
And even though he's not building for the carry spot, he's still keeping up the pressure. He talked about it a little bit of how, changing that mentality and being more of a team player, being more of a tank if they need that position played by him.
Oh, Froggen. 3v1 as the team goes down bot to take down Dragon. Obviously global gold here coming in for FlyQuest. That's the demolition, not even taken down. Froggen doing a very good job on the top side, but he has also high coming to him, so they have to be careful.
1v4! They get the turret and they finally kill Froggen, but man, Froggen with a valiant effort, and he took one down with him.
Look at Looper over here. He's like, oh, it's gonna happen eventually, balls. Just wait.
Will he be able to take one down with him as well?
Almost. No. Enough turret shots. Heating up on Looper doesn't take him down. Slicing Maelstrom is enough to take down balls, though. This push did continue to happen mid as the top lane push happened for Wild Turtle and the rest of FlyQuest. So that's 2 turrets across the map here. Actually 3. Mid, second, and bot.
That's the cost of, committing everybody over to the opposing side here. Keith, though, does get exhausted.
A little back and forth, 3v2 situation. Lemon and High trying to get out as Looper was just on their coattails. Turtle keeping good focus here on the bot side. Does call pressure back. Froggen has to go.
FlyQuest, you can tell it's very difficult for them to get back in this game, but they continue to look for those openings, look for the offensive plays. More money onto Trist. Uh-oh. He's got to get away from Karma now, though. That'd be a magical... Oh!
Nice hit. He's feeling good. Picking one up for himself there. Prepped up by Froggen. FlyQuest on the chase as well at the end of these. It gives Fox so much time to recoup.
All right, look at this. What turns into a 4v1 from Froggen turret defense. Moon goes in, but the turret is about to switch over to him. He does get devoured. But Lemon, he was still on the minefield, I think that's why. He spit Moon back out over the last one of those mines from Talia, and it counts as a move block.
Yeah.
So I think that's what did the damage, and what killed him. Unlucky, dude.
It's painful. Tunnel. Out of base. 3 members of Fox ready to regroup on the map here. We have 2 members of FlyQuest actually down towards the bottom, setting up some pressure. Big Balls is kind of setting up his own trap. Moon's ready to get that kill. Cloud Drake isn't really there anytime soon, so if they are able to get this kill on Balls, hey, it pays off. But he's got quite a wave to clear out. Things are slow going right now for Fox. They're waiting for Fly to make a move, if anything.
Echo Fox, pretty clear. Stick to the game plan and split, but FlyQuest want to punish him for it. Looper!
Oh, the up dodge to the down. He still gets the empowered Bola after that strike onto Looper. Stuns are coming in. He tries to get the hits, but it's not going to be enough for the 2v1, and Fox looks to get something across the map here. Quick moves on to High. but they can't lock him down. Rotations up from Lemon and the team.
Another sneaky brush attack here from FlyQuest, but High is under attack.
Nice dodge on the deadly flourish. That minion wave protecting him from Frog, and his Fly High is playing everything perfectly to get out of that.
Oh yeah, that was a risky business there, and he's able to fight his way out, dodging quite a few of the skill shots. Froggen looking to set up for one of those Talia walls, though.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to find Looper on the map, but he's still dead. Blade of the Rune King.
Got that gray screen bug.
Gray screen bug comes up. He should focus on bot side. Top's being pushed by Keith. As now a little bit of a 1-3-1 from Fox is played until they have to group for that fight.
All right.
Not Looper, though. He can stay and have fun on the side.
I mean, he's got to get back to that split push duty. As we said in Champ Select, that's your duty for Kennen. Stick to it, even if you get killed a couple times. Dust yourself off, back up, push out your side lane again.
And anytime if you think you are straying from your objective, just remember, be that guy that always annoys you in your game, split pushing, who never stops splitting. What do you have to do? You have to respect that guy. Be that person. And Looper's going to be that person.
What FlyQuest are doing, though, to counterattack this is consistently keeping up their defensive control wards in their own jungle. So denying a lot of the offensive vision there from Echo Fox. Despite the huge gold deficit, FlyQuest are still able to use the Fog of War to get these kind of sneak attack kills. They're playing that guerrilla warfare style where they pop up, Tahm Kench ultimate, or they've got Rengar in the brush. Strike, get a kill really quickly and try and back off. The hard part is not giving over a kill to Echo Fox after they get one of those sneaky kills, because there is such high mobility in the Echo Fox squad, and obviously such a big gold lead that allows them to take most of those fights.
Lemon Nation staying with Turtle. I don't remember how they're going to think of how they're going to play this. Say you Valk first, or you rocket jump first, and then I'll eat you, or I'll eat you and then you jump. Kind of who's going to counter each other or play the synergy with each other, because there's also a lot of kind of escape slippery abilities here for FlyQuest if Acadian tries to go in again.
All right.
They have the vision to start this up, so Acadian won't be going in until Baron's done.
Turtle does have the Scrying Orb. There you go. He uses it. He sees them on Baron, so FlyQuest should be able to pelt them with some damage.
A lot of damage. There's the Valkyrie, burning them up a little bit. Moon gets the exhaust out, flashes away. Summoner spells for a bit of HP on both sides, and it looks like they do fizzle out that Baron. Fox's vision work kind of going a little to waste as they trade summoners.
Yeah, Moon's got to be really careful about doing that and jumping in with his ultimate. He gets out with his empowered battle roar as well as burning his flash, but the flash is an important cooldown, so we will see if they're able to hold on for much longer. Froggen going aggressive on High.
Very interesting. Moon is back farming Gromp right now as they try to take that fight in mid. That could have gone very bad. Looper focusing on the Dragon. It looks like Fox is just okay with putting a bunch of stuff on their plate right now. And maybe they're right. It's kind of spreading FlyQuest thin, and they don't feel like they have a comfortable engage from their side.
Cloud Drake can add more speed on top of their first one, so
gotta go fast.
As spread out as this map
too.
is, that is quite useful actually. Again, FlyQuest still defend their jungle vision, so they're still keeping the possibilities open, and FlyQuest have to respect it at this point. You know, they've gotten so many of these kills back, even down so much in gold, that FlyQuest need really extra control wards. They're working with 2 sweepers still, and 2 Farsights instead of grabbing an extra one to work with.
Hello.
Bye-bye.
Hi, taking it. Yeah, bye-bye. Looper with a good push bot. Teleports up for him. Balls, he's got a long walk if he actually wants to join the team for anything, and they may have that knowledge as Balls already leaves lane.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up, too. He has to walk everywhere he goes. No teleport for FlyQuest makes the defense game that much more scary. As Rumble, if he's going to go 1v1 with Kennen in the side lane, he pretty much has to be at his turret. He cannot, put any pressure on Looper, and he pretty much just has to clean up minions and look for more team play. So that means that FlyQuest are going to have to always constantly have that in the back of their mind, the worry of the bottom lane pressure while simultaneously trying to keep vision around Baron and deny Echo Fox that very big objective that they're trying to pull them across the map.
They can get this and not have to back top wave in a good spot. Bottom wave as well. Looper trying to put some damage onto Balls, as you can see on the top right emblem. As this fight for Baron goes down, 8,000 health obviously is kind of telling FlyQuest they're going to back off. Looper under turret. The shots from Scrap Shield keep him alive. One last shot leaves Looper alive as well as they trade flashes. And Looper can't even teleport in now. Everything fizzles out as FlyQuest feels good. That teleport can't be used at the moment.
Yeah, that was a very close duel under the turret. Balls is able to kite back over his ultimate, and Looper also blowing his flash. It's extremely low to those turret shots, but that's with defending with a turret in the 1v1 there, Balls. So
yeah, that's true.
Has to be very careful. He still had his Zonias, so Looper has to keep that in mind when risking these tower dives, even if the flash is not going to be ready next time. The Zonias is something that sometimes you forget about it. That can be the difference in an entire game if you overcommit there. Someone that still has that vulnerability up and you try and give that money back over to FlyQuest, because FlyQuest are stacking up. They've been in this farm for late mentality after the very poor early game, trying to get more crit multipliers on their Tristana, and they're just hoping to make it through the mid game to the point where they do have the possibility of winning a big team fight, getting those resets for Turtle, but currently Echo Fox having difficulty really breaking the game open, even though they have had such massive pressure advantage due to the opening. Not able to get the deepest of vision inside FlyQuest jungle.
Stuck quite a bit at River here. The minions are being stopped at River as well. Looper's really the only one that's been able to have fun on the other side of the map, except for this second tier we saw Keith and Gate at. Now power and numbers they push up, but no vision on the side. This could get flanked. Just kind of seems like they're going to back up to the base.
All right, this might be it. Looper's going aggressive on Balls, and they got the Talia ultimate in.
Zanya's in, Abyssal Voyage well from Lemon. He can take up Balls if he wants. What a hit coming in from FlyQuest. Looper now is forced to run on this one.
Turtle actually healed there even to go for the chase, but couldn't get in range. Balls, Zonias, he stays alive, and Turtle gets some more money. That is very, very critical for their scaling.
Whew. Spit out and save. We've seen Tonkench coming up so big in this game. Now for map movements and the saves for FlyQuest to get in position for that one. They were all mid, and now they try to route Fox on their own strategy. Looper is still here to stay in bot lane.
Yeah, and he can continue to harass Balls. He now knows there's not only no flash, but also no Zonias. So, he's gonna kill him! Got him under the turret. And he's got away with it. Turtle won't be able to find him. Looper comes up big for Echo Fox, getting then some more pressure. Even though Froggen went down, his Death Downer comes back up, so they can return to pressure the Baron now. Balls teleport will be available once he comes alive, but that's 30 seconds. 30 seconds of power play now for Echo Fox. And the Blast Cone gone as well. That's one more piece of movement here that FlyQuest won't have available, but Echo Fox not going to jump on it, and they'll just try and take the turret.
Walking over a few wards. Right now, they're doing it in numbers, so they have zero problems. Looper still being a nuisance on this bot side, 281 to 220. Now calls high down, as Balls wasn't going to be coming up fast enough, so things are being kind of divvied up in how FlyQuest can call audibles on these situations. We'll see this play one more time. Marks him with the first.
This is a red buff Kennen. You can't even be at your turret with half health with no flash and no Zonias. Yeah, not much to it there. Auto attack him down, got a red buff, so Looper eventually takes his toll in the split push and gets that kill. That's why you commit to the plan, Riv. You first pick that Kennen, then you better be split pushing for 35 minutes.
All day. So we got another 5 minutes is what you're saying.
Yeah.
More than that. Actually, with the way, like we said, we got to bring it back. The way Fox is trying to get these closeouts, they may be looking a little too soft. They haven't really engaged too much. Obviously, they don't have tons of CC, as we said in the game. You got to put yourself in there, and Acadian's the one to be able to do that first. They've slowed down any engages, and they're letting this split push happen. We'll see if they actually take the fight on the other side of the map now in a 2v1 for Looper. What does the team do?
Well, they have Ball's teleport, so he can recall, heal up the fountain, and then turn it into a 5v4. He did use the equalizer in that fight, though, and Turtle just got chunked.
Alted out. Froggen from that situation high on the other side. We've seen the quirky steals, namely Piglet from the back side. Does he have a big one prepped? He does not. And it looks like they're going to pull off. Deadly Flourish just misses. Balls comes in on that teleport as they waited for it to come back up from spawn and push mid here from Wild Turtle. If they can keep routing Fox, the turrets now fall in favor of Fly, and they have quite a bit of money sitting on the map and structures. That's going to be Froggen getting caught. The team split in miscommunication. Some were going for blue, some were pulling back for mid, and FlyQuest finds that error and starts to take down Fox.
They get the reset here. Turtle Explosion might get another kill. Acadian barely lives. Now it looks like Keith trying to snipe him down, but Lemonation can tank.
Curtain call is open. That blue buff does get taken for high, so the missiles can still fire from the back line, and FlyQuest making it touch and go for Fox.
And they can't take too much. Good call here from FlyQuest not to press it. Just take the Scuttle Crab and take your win. Sometimes you're so far behind, you can't reach for too much. Do not start that Baron up. Do not risk the comeback there. Counterplay from Echo Fox, and they just get the vision after their kills. Look at this pick.
Split up again.
Onto Froggen, though. High just falcons right onto his face, and they use the exhaust. No respect they're given to the Moon High combo. That enables this entire chase. Acadian does get slowed here, and a lot of damage onto him, especially with that explosive charge, but since he got so fed early and built full tank, he doesn't die to it and is able to escape.
I do like that Valkyrie forward. Get there before the unraveled earth or the shove. Like, you want to shove me towards you, I'll just do that for you.
That's the thing that we see with Talia, especially in the late game. If you're in duel situations, it's definitely a super skill shot based champion, and if you can get outplayed like that with a little bit of mobility, then she feels very difficult. If she's all by herself there, a little bit helpless.
His flash will be up, so actually playing a little aggressive without that, thinking he had the team on his back. Should have it in about 20 seconds. Oh, Youmuu's hit, looking for the Deadly Flourish catch up. So Turtle playing the Jhin very much like a Twitch to start things off with a cask slow.
Yeah, and this time around with Keith's Jhin, High has dodged almost all of those Deadly Flourishes from him. It's actually been High who's been playing the knife edge, even more than Turtle has. We expected, this Tristana to be super, risky and diving in, but High needs to have this credit because people always really criticize him for being so aggressive and playing such risky play style, not only with his calls, but his own play. And multiple times we've seen him dodging out all these skill shots in the mid lane, threading through, buying time for the team to scale up. And look at that, the Tristana is into the late game, super duper threatening, looking to get that team fight. So FlyQuest have actually bought themselves enough time that it's almost here where Echo Fox have to really worry about a team fight going the wrong way.
Bloodthirster is going to mean Wild Turtle can punish in these fights even more. Punish at turrets if he needs to take a few shots for the team, and he's already going to be doing it on the top side. The turret is on its last leg for Fox.
That means, can FlyQuest actually pull off the defense here? High has to use its flash under the turret to the get devoured. Turtle gets one turret, but Echo Fox are knocking at the door here on the inhibitor one.
35 minutes in, they're going down quite fast as well as they try to make their way into the base.
They're going to trade. They're committing to turret. Turtle staying down on the bottom side. Can he clean it up enough, though, because Echo Fox also have minions on the bottom?
1 for 1, it's the fight. They have minions on the bot side, but do they go back for Turtle? He starts to back and shows that after the inhibitor turret, he wants the team for the rest.
So they trade inhibitor turret for an inhibitor turret plus the actual inhibitor and the super minions. FlyQuest do lose out on the pressure, but they got a little bit more money for Turtle, and look at the completion. He's now on 4 offensive items. He has the Bloodthirster shield plus the extra lifesteal here of the potion coming through.
Elixir of Wrath.
I mean, that is where
just used it.
They're setting up. They know the time for the big team fight is now. If FlyQuest fail, Echo Fox do get to claim their victory. They do get to finish out the entire series and get to finish out the week 2-0, which would be huge for Echo Fox in really cementing their spot in the middle of the standings and close to that playoff line.
Looks like they may be trying to go for a core item. Acadian is sitting on 1,700 gold here. And whatever he gets may be big for the Baron. It's going to have to be big enough. He doesn't get a chance to back with that gold.
Looper is still split pushing, so FlyQuest know they have to make the call quick here, and they're just burning through the Baron. Here it comes. This is the pressure time. Teleport comes in.
5100 HP package and equalizer, cutting everything off. They felt like they had the Talia wall where FlyQuest is lighting the world on fire, and it looks like they may have trouble getting out.
Oh, Acadian goes in.
High gets hit up, focus resolve as well. Locked up by Lemon Nation to save him. Acadian over the wall. Keith in a bad spot in a 2v1. The chase from Turtle, absolutely blown up with the crits. Turtle over the wall. We're waiting for the jumps, but he can't get another one. That's going to be the kill coming in onto Acadian. Turtle, I'm sorry, High picks up another one.
And the reason
now they can focus.
The reason Echo Fox engaged there is because Looper was on the second inhibitor. He's already killed it, and even though Ball's got his recall off, he still has 2 inhibitors down, and the pressure. FlyQuest inside the base with Baron, though.
He's been able to take down Balls multiple times. What a kill coming in from High onto Froggen. That's a whole bunch of the defense they need to clear these waves. The Baron minions are coming up for Fly, and Looper has left the base.
They're going for the victory here. FlyQuest, Baron, empowered push. 5 versus 2.
Backs against the wall, but never too far. Always a chance to vault off it. And they're looking Fox straight in the eyes, staring down the barrel, and they say, let's go for another fight. Let's do another Baron. It's the ticket for FlyQuest. They're patting the KDAs as they go for the Nexus. They limp towards it. They get the victory, and we're going to a game 3.
Holy moly, what a different story from game number 1. Echo Fox with so many advantages early, but FlyQuest, they played from behind so well. The guerrilla warfare, constantly in the brush, constantly looking for pickoffs on the split pusher, and they bought themselves 25 minutes of game time down in tremendous amounts of gold versus a split push team. They never got caught out by a Talia wall. They never really took that toll of the split push cannon. They constantly were able to fight back and get those kills, and they bought time for Tristana to scale up. And they made it count in the 1 team fight there at the Baron. What a comeback.
Each time they got into a fight, it was so scattered, seemed in favor of Fox. In the moment, FlyQuest was able to just kind of say, let's play our fight. It didn't even really look that organized, to be honest. There wasn't enough vision there. They went to the Baron, and then they fought where they didn't have vision, in the forward jungle where they hadn't been for quite a bit. What a way to come back on that fight. And the Tom Kench pick coming through huge once again in Lemon Nation's hands, as it did in Gates. Those denials are so big and cause those few steps forward that cost people the fight.
Those denials, the offensive uses that Lemon Nation was able to use the Abyssal Voyage to go and attack the cannon in the side lane. Multiple kills there. Lemon Nation, as we said, from Champion Select, he's offensively minded with the Tom Kench ultimate multiple times. He's able to get those kills. And you have to say, FlyQuest, if we talk about the morale of this team, last week, or not even last week, yesterday, with their series victory, they were all happy. After a comeback victory like this, down 1-0 in a series, you have to think they have very, very, very high morale at the moment.
Yes.
Going into game number 3, so this is going to be a close one.
We'll have to see. I'm definitely ready. I'm sure you all are, but we've got our analyst standing by to break that one down.
Thank you very much, Riv. We're going to do our best to break that one down because I don't think that's how that game was supposed to go based on how that game started.
No, whenever you have like a 4-kill Rek'Sai 15 minutes in the game, you got a 3 or 4K gold lead, you know, usually you think things are going to go in the favor of that team, but there's a couple small things about the snowballing Rek'Sai that really kind of hurt those chances.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We got to see Acadian kind of in his spring split form here where he's getting a lot of work done early.
Yeah, Moon helping out, giving over that kill during Raptors, still taking damage too recently, then gets a good gank onto High, continuing to keep the pressure up, looking for, wherever Moon is, you want to hold that Rengar down as much as you can, delay his 6, and stop him from getting items. The problem is that, I was alluding to, is that you're building full tank Rek'Sai. So in all of these plays, the one walking away with the kills is Acadian. And what ends up happening after a little bit is that he becomes somewhat irrelevant in the sense where you can't kill him, but he doesn't have the threat to actually kill you in a one-on-one situation.
And that, to a degree, becomes a product of the composition, right? They decided to go for this very damage and carry-heavy composition where Acadian's really the only person who can become a tank for the squad. And so you see, all right, he chooses to use his gold and funnel it into that, those tank-oriented items with the Cinder Hulk and whatnot. but that does mean that all of this gold, all it amounts to is an ability to tank damage, not deal damage, and they really struggled from that point onward in terms of pushing the team fights and actually breaking the base.
And they do have a bit of a 4-1, 1-3-1 comp with the Taliyah, but the thing about Taliyah and why it doesn't really fit Echo Fox's style is because it needs to coordinate with somebody, versus Froggen's on LeBlanc in a 1-3-1, just go on the side lane and hopefully you get enough work done for us. Here, he needs to find ways over to the Kennen or to rotate around the map and wall off the follow that comes in from FlyQuest. And Taliyah's just not a pick we've seen FlyQuest use well at all. I mean, if you think back to the last time they played it, I believe it was against P1 in the upset victory that P1 got, because there's a wall that he failed to use correctly to block off a Baron. So this is not something that we would say Echo Fox used as well in the late game, and when you combine it with the fact that their snowballing champion is just a tank, you don't actually have as much pressure as you think you should.
What would you take in here instead of Taliyah? Because all that was banned coming through the first rotation was the LeBlanc from FlyQuest, the Kassadin from Echo Fox, and then the Corki was picked up early by FlyQuest. They banned Syndra going into phase 2. There's only 4 mid laners off the table.
Yeah, I mean, you are up a little bit against the wall, because if you take a Lucian mid or something like that to try and match versus Corki, one, not a great matchup, and two, you're ending up pretty physical damage heavy. So a lot of the stuff that you would expect them to play, because if you give them, you know, a Cassio or an Ori and just take a slightly losing matchup in the mid lane and say, let's be a better teamfight team, that's still not exactly what you want to do with the Kennen. So it is a tough spot to be in, I agree, but at the end of the day, the Taliyah is something I am just generally not a fan of, because you need to use that ult well in the late game, and we haven't seen it out of Echo Fox.
All right, and we'll see if they decide to bring it back in game 3. I do want to take a look at the final minute here, because a whole lot of chaos erupted. After we had an inhib trade for an inhib turret, FlyQuest decided to force the Baron, and they get away with it.
Yeah, and you see the teleport starts coming in from the Kennen.
Way too far away.
Canceling it out because he's not close enough. They scare away Echo Fox initially, then they focus on the Baron. Nice buster shot by Turtle, and then Keith is not grouped up with the team. So after he finishes channeling his ultimate, he decides to run forward right into the river, and that's the perfect angle for Turtle, who's like, oh, wait, what's this Jhin doing here? I'm going to jump on him, and then that allows him to start resetting through the fight. Gets a little hyphy here, surprisingly jump in 1v3, but able to kind of play the spacing game enough, and there you see not much threat from that tank Rek'Sai, and he gets that cleanup kill, and now there's only 2 men left alive as they chase down here, and they're eventually going to find Froggen as well.
And Kobe had mentioned that, you know, part of why Katie, because first of all, the re-engage there from Acadian is quite suspect after FlyQuest has picked up the Baron, given how far away Jhin is and the fact that you just canceled your teleport. However, Kobe mentioned that perhaps why they were doing that was because of the pressure that Looper had in the bot lane, already taking that second inhib turret and thinking, hey, maybe if we can just delay the backs, we actually gain something out of this whole situation. Really what that did is it bait the rest of his team in for the fight. Keith comes walking in, gets zeroed out by Wild Turtle here, and now you have no damage or no wave clear to defend your base. FlyQuest easily walk it down for the win straight off of that. So a 37-minute game win where it was controlled by Echo Fox for about 37 minutes.
It's a situation like, why are you trading for Baron when you just took an inhib in the mid lane and you have pressure in the game in a 4-1? Just even if you lose your teleport there, teleport in, force them off the Baron, and then slow play the rest of the game. Maybe you do lose pressure, but we've seen that Echo Fox can actually grind some teams out.
I was gonna say, that's funny, right? Because typically we're asking Echo Fox to be more decisive, to play quicker games, and to really turn the screws. This is one of the few instances where we wish they went back to their style of, hey, we got him off the Baron, let's take a moment, take a breather, reset the map, and let's grind out our victory.
I'm fine with Echo Fox playing like aggressively from behind or from ahead, where it's like, all right, we're forcing the Baron because we have the 4-1 comp and we're winning, walk into us, and maybe we 50-50 it and it's not the greatest call ever, but you know, we need to get something done for ourselves. This is a time where they're letting the other team make that play, and that's exactly what High wants to do. I mean, remember, this is the kind of team that wants to make those aggressive trades, and once again, we see them coming out ahead. There's a similar story that happened against Dignitas.
And this is why, and it's kind of funny, because in a FlyQuest victory, we're talking entirely about Echo Fox, because Echo Fox should have won this game.
For sure.
FlyQuest, the only thing they did right was that Baron, right? Was being decisive on the Baron call itself, threatening the turn, and then appealing right back to the Baron to close it out. That was all intelligently played, but that was only about a minute of the game.
And I mean, maybe you can look a little bit back and say that top trade initially, where they gave up their mid inhibitor for, I think it was 2 turrets on the top side, that all that gold went on to your
onto Turtle,
who's the most important member of that team. Because we were saying in the mid game, how does Echo Fox actually deal with Turtle? They don't really have a great way to do it, and that's kind of what unlocked him to actually get player of the game here, because he had no one who could ever control him, and he started running wild in team fights once they started getting into them in the late game.
Exactly. So Wild Turtle, you know, in his aggressive playstyle we saw at the end there on the Tristana, happy to take the 1v1 versus Keith as he comes in and then kind of roll through on that Tristana. It's been a big pick for him. I mean, it's won him an NALCS final, so of course he's going to be happy to return back to that at any time. You know, so going into game 3 here, it's hard to say, or rather, it's hard to kind of depict what exactly should Echo Fox change, because you'd want to say play the first 37 minutes of that game exactly the same, just change the last 15 to 30 seconds of the game.
It's surprising because we saw so much Corki work done with Froggen in their previous series versus Team Liquid. This time around, they didn't take it in the first rotation on red side. You know, blue side, it's hard to justify first picking a Corki, though maybe it's time to start thinking about it, because as they move back to red side, FlyQuest has won with it, and it even looked good in the previous game. So you're starting to get a little scared here if you're Echo Fox, if you're going to get that Corki pick, or you're going to need to ban it away.
That's the thing. I was like, you might have to ban it because FlyQuest might be very willing to first pick it themselves.
Right.
It's a huge pick for High. He played it a ton in the spring. It's no surprise that as soon as it's back in the meta, he's picking it up left, right, and center. So we'll see if Echo Fox decides to ban it, take it away. I do feel like it would be a good choice for them. We'll see who can end their weekend with a win as we go into game 3. Meet us back here in a few to see if FlyQuest or Echo Fox come out on top. We'll see you soon.
This is a little bit rough for Moon to go to the Raptors. I have to say, he doesn't have much health and he has no smite. Oh, he's gonna actually die! Yeah!
Okay. Oh, what? Nice. What? He died to Raptors, bro. I see. Okay, I'm gonna go take his Raptors.